Okay. That was literally my hotel door closing. I'm walking in right now and let me take a deep breath. I just had a bad day. I just had a really bad day. In full transparency, I actually recorded one of these earlier today. I am not going to use that episode, I don't think, because what I was doing in that episode was trying to kind of get myself out of my bad mood and talking about the tips and tricks I like to use to get out of my bad fucking mood. Like, it was a list, and it was really so that I could try to jog myself out of it, but I didn't. And so sharing that would not feel right, because the truth is I fucking didn't. I didn't get out of the bad mood. I've been in it all day. I'm just gonna like vent a little bit about the bad day and see how that feels. But I wanted to give you a little warning in case you're not feeling like hearing somebody vent. And by the way, my friend, I don't blame you. Okay, so I just dropped off my bag here. I got some food at the door. I'm taking off my sweatshirt. It has been a rough, like one of those days where it starts out on a bad fucking foot and it never gets on the right one. That is what today was. So I woke up and I fell in the middle of my sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night to pee. There was a suitcase that was at the edge of the bed. So I took this big step and I fell so fucking hard. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. It was one of those falls that's so hard it feels like you almost get the wind knocked out of you. You know, like I was like, oh, when I got back up. Then as I was trying to sleep throughout the night, I struggled to get back to sleep because every time I would turn, I can't sleep on my back. So I sleep on my side or my stomach. But if I would twist to my right side, because it was on my right buttock, I would get what a weird word, buttock. Of all the words, that may be the weirdest. I would turn on my right buttock and it would get really sore. So then I couldn't. So it was just like an uncomfortable night's sleep. I have a UTI and I took a bunch of medicine for it yesterday, but I woke up and it's not better and still uncomfortable. And it was just like one thing after another. There was a siren that wouldn't stop blaring, like literally hours and hours, just beep, beep, beep. I try to like steam these shirts. I have like 2 outfits and I'm steaming them to decide which one I'm going to wear for this event tomorrow. I'm in New York. That's another thing. I fucking don't like New York. I used to love New York before. I don't know what happened. I don't know, but me and New York do not get along anymore. We don't mix well. We don't play well together. I get here, and the second I get here, my nervous system is fucking just hijacked. You can't walk down the street without stepping in something you wish you didn't, smelling something you wish you hadn't, and seeing something that will scar you forever. That is New York. That is my relationship with New York. And I got in last night, and I went for a walk. Fucking awful idea. What was I supposed to do? It had been a 6-hour flight. My legs were cramped. See? Okay, this is where I'm at right now. Isn't it so funny that when you're having a bad day or when you're in a bad mood, like that's your well, I should speak for myself here. It's my podcast. I'll speak for myself. It's like all I can think of. I am the bad mood. I become the bad mood. All I've ever been is a bad mood. All I can see is the bad. Like it's chronic, and I don't like that it's this way, but it's also a place where I can find some humor, so it can be like a good place for me to write from. But anyway, I was gonna say enough about me, but the whole podcast is about me. Oh my God. Oh boy. Okay. So, I got into town, not really, I struggle with the city, fell on my ass, have a UTI. I go to steam these shirts and the steamer has fucking mold in it. It's just like riddled with mold. Anybody, I think, doesn't like mold. Nobody likes mold. If you do, I'm concerned for you. But I really hate mold. I grew up with so much of it around in my... You ever have words come out of your mouth so weird and you're like, who was that? That was how I just felt about how I said the word around. Around. I sound like an ethereal, like AI or something. So I grew up in a household where there was so much mold crawling up the walls. It felt disgusting. It felt dirty and gross. And then I see this steamer with mold in it. And so I call down, I'm like, hey, can you send up a new steamer? This one's got mold in it. And the guy's like, oh, that's not mold. I'm like, oh, what is it? He goes, I don't know, but I asked once and it's definitely not mold. The housekeeping person reassured me. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. If the housekeeping person reassured you once that it's not mold and you can't tell me what it is, cool, I'll trust you. Like, what kind of response is that? So I go, okay, can you maybe bring me up one just in case, if you have any that like don't have any of this, questionable gray substance in it. And he goes, yeah, sure, I'll have somebody bring one up. He brings up another one. It's covered in mold. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how to see my clothes. I'm running out of time. I can't drop the clothes off at a place. They won't be finished in time. See, now I'm distracted because the fucking siren's in the background. I hate New York. Do you hear my voice crack like an 11-year-old boy just starting puberty? Ugh. I want to make sure to say I hate New York. Has anybody? I'm sure somebody's done that. God dang. Whew. Okay. Then I had to see some people that I didn't really want to see. I don't know. It's just like one of those days where it never got better. But anyway, so I recorded this podcast for you guys. And when I was recording it, I was really trying to see the positive and see the good and express gratitude, like no scrunch gratitude, and just think of all the things I'm grateful for. And a part of me was like, you know what? I think sometimes that like forced look on the bright side, baby, like sometimes that forced optimism can feel untruthful. Is that what people mean when they say toxic positivity? I have to look that up more, but it was not feeling like sometimes I think the actual emotional experience needs to be honored in order to move on from it. There's this saying in therapy where it's like, what you resist persists, I think. And I really, I've seen that firsthand in my own life where I just have to get to a point where I'm like, I can't pretend to be feeling something that I'm not feeling. If you are able to do that, God fucking bless. That's a skill. That is a talent. And I wish you all the best, my friend. But for me, I don't know. I can't fake my way through a feeling. I'm fucking pissed at this sound. It's so annoying. Jesus. Okay. Where was I? Oh, I was going to say, I can't force my way through an emotion. I have to actually feel the thing that I'm feeling in order to kind of process it properly. That's just what it is like for me. I don't know. So I think earlier, my attempt at thinking of the positives or finding a place for gratitude was making it so the bad mood was kind of kicking me in the ass harder because it's going like, hello, I'm here. See me. My emotions just like pound on me. They just pound on me. And I go, what? What do you fucking want? Like sometimes I'm so sick of feeling things so intensely. Do any of you feel this way? Please tell me you feel this way. Sometimes I just feel exhausted. Like I just go, just enough. Like I would, some days like today, I would give anything to just feel less. Like give me fucking 50%, give me 30% of what I feel, just 30%. You know what? I recognize that there's some bad that comes with that. I'd feel joy 30% less, excitement 30% less, giddiness. I'd feel all the fun ones 30% less. And days like today, I'm fine with that. If it means that I'd feel the bad, the frustration, the annoying, the bad moods, whatever, if it means that I'd feel that 30% less, sometimes I'm ready to make that deal. When I'm in a bad mood, I'm sure as hell ready to make that deal. God dang it. But I also wanted to touch on this little piece because I think it's really easy. I was doing this earlier in the one I recorded earlier where I was talking about kind of, the privilege that I have and what a fulfilling and beautiful life and meaningful life and how, the same thing where it's like, there's, I think, this sense of, in the constant need to acknowledge privilege, there's something that is like dishonoring and discrediting of your own experience. I think, God, I feel like I don't even know if that's like a controversial statement to say. Me not acknowledging my privilege isn't me earlier, or acknowledging my privilege, to me felt like it was not just letting the emotion be. Like, emotion should not have to be disclaimed with your position or your place in the world constantly in order to just honor that emotion for yourself. I don't think. Again, I'll speak for myself. I don't want to disclaim every emotion I feel or give a caveat for every emotion I feel to myself, because it's not it's not working. It doesn't help me to process an emotion when I'm going, well, but I'm so privileged. Well, but it's like, okay, everybody has a right to have a bad feeling. It is fucking K. Anyone, whoever you are, whatever, if you're listening right now and you're like, God, well, I don't deserve to have, yeah, you do. Feel it, because feeling it is going to help you move on from it. I'm already feeling better saying this out loud. I literally could fucking cry. I'm already feeling better. Like, the power of just saying how you feel is unmatched. It's so, it just shifts something. It does something. It's like the emotion can finally, it has that permission to move through you, you know? My emotions stay trapped in my body if I'm denying them or discrediting them, undermining them, suppressing them, whatever, any of that. It just does not work for me. Again, if it's working for you, God bless. But that will never be me. That will never be who I am. That will never be how I am. That will never be a possibility for me. So I'm recording this with the intention of, I guess, just expressing how helpful I think it can be to express, to feel fully whatever the emotion is that you're experiencing, even if it's an uncomfortable one. I'm trying to think, what would it even, because I just said bad mood, like I didn't even label it. It's just like this irritation. It's this frustration. It just feels bad, you know? Frustration, I want to say. I think that feels like maybe the best fit for how I'm feeling today. And it just never got better. And, you know, I think it's okay. I don't like I hate having bad days. I really, you know, I want every day to be meaningful and lovely and enriching and fulfilling, and I'm joyful, you know, that's what I want every day to be. And I don't even have, like, again, see, there's my instinct to disclaim. I was gonna say, I don't even have a justifiable reason why today wasn't a good day. Like, yeah, I've got the UTI and the falling and the mold and these little, like, details, but really there's a world in which those things don't bother me nearly as much as they bothered me today. There's a world in which kind of all that stuff is, I'm kind of moving through and, you know, maybe have more of a sense of humor about, or even just am not as bothered by. And today was not one of those days. And I just want to accept that it was not a good day, because I think part of why it never got to the other side was because I was trying to force myself to get to the other side of it. I think if I just accepted it sooner, not embraced it, like that's fucking reaching, but if I just accepted it sooner, I really believe I could have gotten to the other side of it sooner. And I wish I had. Here I am, you know, it's midnight, it's 12:20, and I wish I had just kind of sat with myself a little bit earlier and just said, hey, I see you. I see that you're having a bad day. I see that you're irritated. I see that you're frustrated. And I see you also, the part of me that wants to push that away and wants to just have a good day and wants to just be happy all the time and just wants to be fulfilled and just wants to be positive and I see you too. You know, all these different parts. Okay. I'm going to take some cranberry gummies, some Azo cranberry gummies. Do you guys know how they say, like, take 2 cranberry gummies, or like 2, when you have like the health gummies and it says to take 2? Does anybody else take like 9? Okay, bye. There's more Hard Feelings with Lemonada Premium. Subscribers get exclusive access to bonus content, and you can subscribe now in Apple Podcasts. I'm Jennette McCurdy, the creator, executive producer, and host of Hard Feelings. It's produced by Lemonada Media in coordination with Happy Rage Productions. Our production team is Keegan Zema, Aria Bracci, and Brian Castillo. Music is by Hannes Brown. Steve Nelson is Lemonada's Vice President of Weekly Content. Rachel Neal is Lemonada's Senior Director of New Content. Executive producers are Stephanie Whittles-Wax, Jessica Cordova-Kramer, and me. Listen ad-free on Amazon Music with your Prime membership.
Hey friends, it's Megan Trainor.
And her big bro, Ryan Trainor.
And her husband, Daryl Sabara.
Each week on our podcast, Working on It, we share behind-the-scenes stories and bring you into our hilarious and heartfelt conversations, and sometimes with amazing guests.
We tackle everything from navigating Hollywood to mental health to Megan becoming a mother, Daryl becoming a father, and so much more.
We'll get into the nitty-gritty of our lives and leave no detail behind. Prepare to laugh, cry, and hopefully learn something new.
Listen to new episodes out every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Feeding children is one of the most basic human responsibilities. So why do we so often feel like we're failing at it?
I'm Jane Black.
And I'm Liz Dunn.
We're moms, and we're food journalists. And in Pressure Cooker, we tackle some of the thorniest issues around how we feed our kids. How important is family dinner? And why do kids refuse to eat their vegetables?
To find out, we're talking to experts and hearing from parents locked in the daily struggle to feed little people with big personalities.
Listen to Pressure Cooker wherever you get your podcasts.